Yo, welcome back everybody. Today we have gameplay from one of the top 5 heroes statistically in the game, and a hero that we don't typically feature much on this channel, and that's Mukla, the monkey. Mukla is so ridiculously strong with Trickster in this game right now that pretty much any strat that you try to do is just made better by having a golden Trickster with 30 to 50 extra stats from bananas on it in the middle of the game. Turns out if you can just do that with any combination of, say, for example, Argus, Baron, Poison, Macaws, go to 6 really quickly and play a different comp and just leave a taunted 50-50 golden Trickster on the board, nearly everything's good. Let alone if you hit the nuts and you just go immediately into Firebat or you go immediately into Nicholena or whatever. Honestly, you can't go wrong when you're dumping hundreds of extra health on the board. And in a meta that's defined by doing ridiculous things because of your buddies, Mukla gives you a roadmap that is incredibly clear on how you're going to win that lobby. It's relatively straightforward, but it's incredibly strong. And if you're trying to climb in this meta, this is one that you need to take advantage of because it's free MMR. All right, enjoy. Boop. Firebat's probably the best hit. Nicholena's pretty good. We don't have time to play any scaling comps, so we're just going to buy up things that are good minions to put on the board. Do we need a ghoul? Hell no. Hell no. Interesting. There's a Slinger and a Primal Fin here. Yeah, I'm sure this will die before all the rest of the stuff. Don't worry about it. It will. You just gotta have a little faith. It'll totally work. It's a turn 9 board. It's not a very strong turn 9 board. But it has a lot of future, right? Come on, girl. Yeah, she's really agitated. Or he's just big stats. Oh, that's funny. This is such a good matchup for us. He has like 3 big minions, and we have reborn Nicholenas. Oh, that's a chuckle right there. Beautiful. Yeah, like if it's just an average mid-game board with like 5 medium-sized minions, like that beats the shit out of us. All right, game. Why not buy the 2/4? What 2/4? Just missing the Murloc? I'm not going to redeem it for like the Murloc so you can discover. Oh, I don't want it this turn. Like just buying a Murloc just so you can slam it down and get a couple random Murlocs out of it? I'm not doing that shit. Do you even want a Bran on the board? Yeah, I didn't even register what 2/4 you were talking about because I would never consider doing that. That we're not at risk of dying yet. We're not in a position that we're even close to death, right? We can only take 15. We're gonna greed this for like the direction we're trying to go. And a 6-drop? Yeah, but who cares? What 6-drop do you want on this board? We want a Malgadons. We want a transition turn. We want to play to win this lobby. I guess Flat Tusk is okay, right? That's something. You ever switch the Myexna slots? Why? You want Reborn at the back, is what you're saying? No. Reborn forward. We want the higher health minion as the last minion. Tends to be the tiebreakers in a lot of those Death Rattle comps. And having a 2/1 Myexna attack before an 2/8 Myexna is better. Dude, these are just such good matchups for us. Like, this guy's one big minion. This is a little annoying, to be fair. We'll take it, though. It's still a tie. Alright, down goes the first one. Seven? Yeah. No on the rest? Like, this is kind of cool. The problem is we have too many minions on the board and we're not really that incentivized to go for Quill Boars. Okay, maybe we are now. Not very good hits. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm out of here. I don't play the Murloc then? Okay. We need Argus? That's scary. He doesn't have poison though. It's actually not that scary. He can't beat us because he doesn't have any poison on anything. Like, our board isn't great. It's just that doesn't have poison. Never mind you want stats. I went for the stats because everything is so low health that we lose to anything that's death rattle oriented right now. It's kind of like the poison scam problem, right? that we end up in a scenario that if we don't play for the stats... Alright, he conceded even though he died. Or didn't die. Spores. That if we don't get some stats on these, we're just going to lose to like somebody that techs against us. And we want to wrap up this lobby. And we can do that. We can win this one. Alright, I just don't care about that much. Not yet. Okay, Amalgadon. I like you. Is there ever a world that we would take... or we would cycle after this? I don't think so. We cycle through the Agam slot. So we want the stats now, or the stats later? We do both. We take the bananas, right? I understand we are down a tribe, which is annoying, but we got there anyway. Alright, how many adapts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 adapt perfect Amalgadon. We're just lucky today. Honestly, like... the fucking song, man. One of these days I will bring or get the regular version of the song and not the part with the portion of the album track on it. You didn't expect to dodge the 90%er? Yeah, he just saw that and went, fuck this shit. And he outie. Yeah, turn 12 board. Pretty fast lobby. This one could be over on turn 13. And we want it to be quick, right? Golden trickster boards tend to fall off. Unfortunately, we didn't kill him either. Never lucky today, honestly. Like, holy shit. Never lucky. Nobody died. Yeah, I'm not buying that. We want seafood. We want Selfless Hero. We want Argus. Probably can consider a jug. I got an Argus. So it's a question of Agam to just buy blood gems and put a few random stats on the board versus Bran and cycle through this slot multiple times. If it was the final turn, I guess we would sell Bran. But I think we continue to scale. A little 20/20 isn't really a good minion. And we make that up with like 6/6 right there, right? Keep Bran for another Amalgadon. If we go for the other Amalgadon, which is a reasonable option, don't get me wrong, we have kind of a long road to go to get there. That we need like seafood before we get to that point. It's much more likely that we end up with like a Primal Fin for a couple buffs. We look for Reborn, we find Selfless Hero, we look for Baron, whatever. And if that's the case, then the Agam potentially is just the better thing to keep around because a 20/20 is better than a 2/4, right? But it's like 2 battle cries before it's worse. And I'm not convinced that 20/20 at this point in the game does anything more than bump something. We play around Cleave. I think we play around Cleave. Chuckle, chuckle. Doesn't play around Cleave. Good thing we don't have to watch this Spore just slug it out with a Eliza. Agam is potentially more scaling if you get some bacons. Sure, blood gems. But would you buy a blood gem for a 4/4 buff at this stage of the game? Probably not. You're better off rolling for like if it's on my board, I don't know if I buy a Sun Bacon with Agam here. You're better off rolling for Selfless plus Baron plus Reborn as things that are like major impactful changes. Spore. And buying an Agam buff that buffs 1, 2, 3, 4 tribes. Because the Agam didn't stay on the board in the long run, right? Brukan? It is Brukan. Doesn't mean we don't play a Spore. Could have bought the Murloc before Spore. We don't buy the Murloc. Why am I buying a Murloc here? Why do I want this? I'm only really sitting here debating on what I'm going to buy for the rest of the turn. Am I going to roll? I always cycle to Gambler because there's an upside to it. I don't think the Spore makes the cut now. Selfless may not. None of them do that much against Brukan. We might just play the Selfless and keep the Baron on the board. Four on Spore. 4/4 on Spore is a doable one. If we got double big banana, it would have been for sure the case. He doesn't have a Baron, so this thing doesn't kill the Spore. Yeah, there's quite a few upsides for cycling Gambler. One of them is money efficiency if you want to hold 3 gold instead of roll when you're on exactly 3 gold. The secondary one, which is the most typically used example, is that if you want to buy a strong arm on your last unit, then you get an additional 1/1. And if you have an open board spot, then you're quite literally costing yourself 0 for a tangible upside. Thank you for not scamming me. He could have cleaved adjacent, then cleaved adjacent and won. It was possible. Easy clap. And down goes... You see, we had to disguise it with that little 3 to make sure we didn't end up in the same pattern there. 14,052. 14k I was here? Hell yeah. Dude, we got 9 wins in 12 games today. Hey XD, how you doing, dude? Wait, does that give us rank 1? Awesome. We're back to rank 1. Look at that. Wait for it to update. 14,052.